There's probably one thing that I think about a lot, maybe a little too much, is self acceptance. Accepting yourself. Mainly because when you don't accept yourself, when you're not comfortable in your own skin, when you're not able to sit and know your worth, really get to know yourself and feel good about it. I feel like that's where a lot of misery, maybe a lot of depression kind of comes from a lot of people, from life, from just going through things and because you might see yourself as someone different. You might see yourself as someone that doesn't really fit in with everybody, or maybe because you had someone tell you that this is wrong, this part of you is inappropriate, is not acceptable. And I feel like a lot of us are taught that at a very young age, where we think that this part of us is wrong, that this needs to change, that this needs to adapt to what the adults are saying. And of course, accepting yourself as an individual is challenging. It can be because sometimes you have to face things that you're scared of, that you probably are terrified to explore, that makes you very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. And some things that we tell ourselves that are probably not true. Maybe we tell ourselves a version of ourselves that we would like to be, but we actually not. Because we can't bear to face the true nature of ourselves because this person, ourselves, is not someone that we accept because of what life has shown us when we put this person into the world. Now, I can give a lot of examples of what this looks like, but I think there comes to a point where I think someone, when, say, like you're in your 20s and you're growing up and you're developing as a person and you start to develop new ideas and new ways you look at the world. And sometimes you might want to act different with other people. You might want to have different conversations with people. You might want to be doing something more meaningful with your life. And the scary part is that when you want to do those things, are you ready to face the rejection of what people think of that? What people see you really as, because you're afraid the rejection of what people will say about you. Now, ultimately, it's not as bad being rejected, being your true self, being someone that is truly you. But what's probably the most miserable choice to do is to adapt into not accept yourself because you showed this part of yourself to some people and they didn't like that. So instead, you adapt, you conform, you compromise yourself in order to fit in with these people. Either way, you can be liked, you can progress in a way that you want, maybe sacrificing a bit of yourself so you can get to where you want to be, or you simply just dislike yourself and you can't bear to hold the acceptance of what you truly are. I think for me, when I went through like a self acceptance phase and I was able to be comfortable with myself, accept my true nature, accept who I really am, and not conform to what other people think of me and not fall into what people thought I should be, what I think that they would like me to be. Instead, just going places where I didn't want to go, going places where I felt scared to go in because, for one, it's lonely. There will be some people that will accept you, some people that will appreciate you, who will authentically gravitate towards you in a connection. But also in this path, it's not very abundant to find everybody go in your lane, going where you go as well, and wanting to be in your presence all the time. And that's just a simple fact of being real to yourself, and being real with others. So, really, self acceptance is just about facing the truth, not the concept that people want you to be, that you think that you should be, but the ultimate truth inside yourself, of your nature, of how you actually act, what you actually gravitate towards in this life. You know, you can either be an extrovert, introvert, you like art, you like sports, whatever that is, you know? You cannot lie to yourself saying that you're this other person in order to fit in society, in order to fit in with everyone else, because someone told you that was wrong. And then, of course, you're not perfect. You're not a perfect person. No one is. And that's part of self acceptance, too. You accepting your flaws as well. And that's the challenging part as well, too. Going places that you don't want to go and accepting the flaws and things that you know are there in you. And sometimes this flaw is defined by society as wrong because, you know, there's another optimal way approaching that. Like, example, being an introvert. I mean, ideally, it's better to be an extrovert, right? But I'm not. That's a part of me that I have to accept. I'm just not an extrovert. I'm not overly extroverted. I like talking to people. But you're not going to find me as the most chatty person in the room. You're not going to find me as someone as the most outgoing and engaging person. So that's a part of me that I have to accept with my personal experience. So when you finally accept yourself as well, you finally see the full potential of what you have to give in this world. Your full potential to what you truly have to give, to what you truly are. And most importantly, being proud of that. Not with pride, but just appreciation. Appreciating yourself and liking yourself. Being able to sit with yourself and be like, you know, I like myself. I like who I am. And that could take some time to get used to, especially if you come from a place where you don't accept and like yourself. Because I think, for me, I think the most personal, scariest misery that ever go through is being surrounded by a lot of people in your life that make you feel lonely. Because you're putting on this mask for everybody. You're putting on this mask to show everybody that this version that you know they liked more than this person that you actually are. And then when this person inside is crying for help because they want you to bring them out, but instead you put them in this cage, hide them away because you prefer the mask, because you idealize the acceptance from everybody else to you, but not for yourself. And to think that people actually do that throughout their whole life, in friendships, in marriages, in relationships, like, I don't know about you, but that scares me. Like, to put on this mask your whole life in order just to be accepted by others. That's terrifying. Don't do that, please. Don't ever do that. Because the biggest benefit, and I've said this before, of being yourself is you authentically attract people that actually do like you. People that actually want to be around you. Now, you might think that some people out there don't want to be with you. Don't want to be with the authentic person, the true version of you. They do. You just gotta find them. They're out there. But you only find them is when you're willing to go through the rejection, what people actually think of your true nature, of your authentic self, the self-acceptance of who you really are. And that itself is a life of wholeness. But I think that's all I got for you today. If you watched the whole video and you liked the whole video, I appreciate that as always. This video was kind of inspired by my kind of research on individuation with Carl Jung a little bit. That's where this video is kind of going off towards it, but obviously I put it in my own perspective in the way I see it and like gone through it. So, also something that I've just been thinking about a lot. Give me a like, subscribe if you like this stuff. I have more videos in my channel. Want to check them out? Leave a comment if anything that you resonated with or something that you have thought that you have in your mind, something that I talked about. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see y'all next one.